Hello. So I've done a few videos on lantana bushes. One other method besides cuttings that you can use to propagate lantana bushes, especially if you have ones like mine that don't produce fruit, or if you want to make sure that your lantana bushes are going to have clones that are exactly the same as the parent, then you'll want to do what I'm about to show you, which is called layering. And layering involves burying lower branches. So this also involves avoiding trimming some of the lower branches, and so you won't have the beauty of lantana bushes. I usually do it on the back side, so the front side looks pretty, but the back side's gonna look almost like a mullet, if you will. And I'll show you what that means in just a moment. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna bury some of that mullet, but you're gonna have the tips of the branches just kind of poking out of the soil so that they can still do photosynthesis. And being under the soil is gonna cause those branches to slowly decay. And once the cambium layer gets exposed, it's going to trigger the branches to start releasing roots. All right, and I'll show you what that means in just a minute. Thanks for watching. All right, so these are massive lantana bushes, I have to say. I'm about 6'2", and these are about up to my chest. So they get pretty huge if you just keep cutting them back, which seems counterintuitive, but that's just the way these types of plants are. You keep cutting them back, and they keep getting thicker and thicker, which gives them the strength to be able to support themselves. Anyway, I'm not gonna make this video too long. You'll notice that I've already dug out some of this lower soil, softened it up, exposed it. Careful for your irrigation lines. Just exposed one there. It's okay, that's gonna be buried in just a minute. So you'll notice that these branches are longer. I allowed them to get long on purpose because I really like this particular one. And I've been showing different ways to propagate it. All right, so I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. Basically what I'm doing is I am pushing the middle part of these branches into that hole, that trench, and then I'm going to cover up the middle of them. And this is important that it's not in the sun, especially if you're in Arizona, because if that soil gets too hot, it'll sterilize the branches underneath the soil. And I've had that happen where I have cuttings that are right in the sun, not cuttings, layerings that are right in the sun, and they just get too hot to work. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the camera, but you guys get the idea. All you gotta do is bury the middle of those branches, and under the soil, they'll start putting out roots. And once they produce roots, you'll just cut above the roots, and you'll basically have a new, separate, autonomous bush that you can get started. And one of the tricks to getting that bush to branch out, in case you don't know, is just keep chopping off the apical meristem. And I've talked about that in previous videos. Okay, the apical meristem is that part that's poking out. I usually pick a spot that's wherever I want the bush to be. So if I wanted the bush to be down here, I would trim right there. If I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, I would trim it up there. And that's the general idea. Anyway, thanks for watching.